friends, welcome back. I have a little unboxing slash review for you today. I just got these Tom's Studios, the infinitely refillable pen. It's called a Lumos Pro Duo. I've been eyeballing these for a while now because they're supposed to replace all other pens for you because it's so versatile and you can refill the ink and you can even switch inks out. These are all of the tips on the back. It says all of the different tips you can swap out on this to, make this a versatile pen. So you have all of these different sizes of fine liner tips, 2 writing tips, and then there's 3 felt tips, including a brush pen tip, which is something that I use a lot for lettering, but mostly probably will be using the fine liner tips. So let's unbox it and see how it works. So this, let me show you this real quick, apparently is 2 pens in one. So you have 1 tip on one side and 1 tip on the other side, and you are supposed to be able to flip it around based on which side you're using. We'll see. So let's get this open. This was like my little Christmas present to myself this year. This is the pen. It's a really pretty color. And then, let's see. So that looks like a spot where you put the tip in, and then on this side, let's see, you unscrew this. Oh, and there's your other tip, and then I think you just turn it around, screw it back on. That's cool. So to switch it, you just turn it around, screw it back on in the middle. But I think what the idea is when you take this off and you're using your pen, screw it in on the back here so you don't lose it, and then you write. Very cool. Okay, so how do you put the ink in it? Let's see. I think you untwist this. Oh, and there is your little reservoir. So it's this little white, I don't know what kind of material it is, some kind of fiber inside of the tube, and then the tube itself is surrounded by plastic, so it's like got a hard, little bit malleable plastic on it, and it just comes off like that. You literally just stick it in and push it down, put it inside of the pen, twist it back on, and then supposedly you're good to go. So we're going to try that today. And then I've got, these are the tips. There's also something in here, I could feel it. Oh, I think it came with a little trial bottle of ink. I think it's just black, plain black ink. So it came with, and then you've got your full tip set. These are all the tips that you can swap it out with. We'll probably try a couple of them. Oh, I ripped it. Just to see. Oh, how cute. So those are all of your tips. So you have your fine liners that go from 0.1 to 1.0, your brush felt, oh that's felt tip, chisel felt tip, a bullet felt tip, and then 2 writing tips in 0.3 and 0.5. Very cute. I think that's an adorable little package, and I hope I don't lose it. So that's all the tips, and then I think this is the instructions. This is how you fill the reservoir. You literally just stick it in, I guess. Count to 5 after the ink reaches the bottom of the tip holder, then remove it and dab any excess off with a paper towel and screw it back into the pen. Well, we're gonna try that. First of all, let's choose a tip. Let's try the brush. No, let's try a fine liner. My go-to is usually a 0.3. So let's pull that out. Ooh, look at that. Got this really long toothpick-like thing on the end. Let's try taking this off. Okay. We're gonna insert the, here. I think I'm gonna take this off first. That's what you do. Okay. I'm doing this without looking at the directions, so I'll double check that I did it right. But it is kind of nice to see like how user-friendly it is. Like, can you figure it out without having to read a whole booklet of information? Is that all the way in there? I think so. I think we got it. So that is the fine liner tip. I'm gonna put it back in the little gold case. Screw that back on, and you've got this pointy end, the toothpick looking thing there, and then I think it just sticks down into the filter like that. And let's set that to the side because we got to fill it up now. Let me just double check that I did that right before we move on. Okay, let's make an attempt with this ink. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab some paper towels and some baby wipes just in case this goes terribly wrong. Okay, got my baby wipes, got some paper towels. just in case I really screw this up. We dip it in the ink, and it's supposed to just draw it up, the whatever that fiber is that's in it. Count to 5 when the ink reaches the bottom of the tip holder. I'm gonna start with the black that they sent in the thing, and then on the other side we'll try the red, the new red that I bought. All right, now we're just supposed to be able to stick this in here. So I'm gonna zoom you in a little bit so that you can see this a little bit better. All right, I'm gonna stick this in and we'll see how this goes. Right now, oh wow, that was fast. Okay, counted to 5 to reach the top. Wow, that was really fast. Took like less than 2 seconds. And then we're gonna put this back inside of here. All right, now I should be ready to write something with this. I already got a little bit on my finger, just testing it. I'm gonna put the lid on this because I'm a major klutz and I know I'm gonna knock this over and spill it all over my table and ruin my stuff. All right, let me get a little sketchbook out here. All right, let's try drawing just a little flower. Ooh, that's nice. It's very black ink and it's flowing very smoothly. And it feels just like a normal fine liner to me. I can't tell any difference other than I'm holding this nice pen body. The body is obviously different. Normally the fine liners I'm using have a plastic body. Yeah, it's writing really nicely. It's working great. Okay, so there's just a crappy little flower that I tried out with the pen. It's working really well. It's flowing very smoothly. Oh yes, I love this. Okay, I can see myself using this quite a bit. Oh, and by the way, this is not at all sponsored. Bought with my own money, don't know anyone at Tom Studio. I just wanted to show you this option because I love the idea of having a pen, one pen for all your needs. Cut down on all the unnecessary packaging and plastic waste, being able to just buy inks and refilling them, and then when you use this all up, most of what fountain pen ink packaging is made of is recyclable, which is awesome. So let's try the whole duo thing. I'm gonna zoom you back out just a second. So let's try, and then I unscrew this, turn it around, screw it on. There's our other reservoir. Do we need to take the reservoir out to put the pen tip in? Let's try leaving it on this time. We took it off last time. And then this time I want to try the writing tip. Let's try the 0.5 just because it'll be easier to see on the camera. Let's try the writing tip. So this one has a slightly bigger toothpicky thing in it. It's thicker and then it has a narrow part at the bottom. So I'm going to just literally push this in. Okay, so it went into the reservoir just fine without having to take the reservoir off. So I'd probably recommend doing it that way. So I think it'll be easier to put the gold top on with it in the pen already. So recommend that also. I think we did it the harder way last time. This is much easier. So screw this on. That's what it looks like. All right, now let's take it back off and put it in our ink. Just a second. Okay, here's our new ink. This is the same brand. This is their brand of ink, but this says on the packaging, I don't know if you saw that earlier. Oh, this is okay. Real quick, this is a little grippy thing that they sent with it to, so it's super blurry. Pull the pen tips out when you're done so you don't break it, which is what I was saying I was worried about. So you squeeze this on it and then pull it out using this. That looks exactly like something that I'm going to immediately lose. All right, so here's the ink. And as I was saying, on the back it says you can refill with any fountain pen ink. So I'd imagine you can't use calligraphy ink in this because it will probably dry up and gum up the works, but any fountain pen ink, anything that's water based probably will work. I don't know if you could use a permanent based ink. I'll have to look into that later, but you're supposed to use any type, not just their kind. You can use any kind, which I have a lot of the Ferris wheel press inks, which I want to experiment with that. I did see them say that they don't recommend using ink that has a ton of glitter because it can clog it sometimes. But I want to just try it later when I'm experimenting on my own and see if it does cause any problems. Because that would be amazing if I could use all of those inks with this pen. This would truly be extremely versatile for me. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to dip this in. Last time it was so fast. I mean, like 2 seconds. So let's see if it's the same. All right, I'm going to dip it. Wow, so fast again. Like, that is unbelievably easy. Like, the fact that I could figure out how to use this for the most part without even having to look at the instructions or look up a YouTube video. Wow. Okay, and then just screw it in. I don't see any ink in the pen part yet. I wonder if I didn't, fill it up enough for that. We'll see. Maybe you have to use gravity. There's a little bit of red coming into the tip there. All right, let's try. Maybe if I just start writing, it will finish coming out. Oh, there we go. Yeah, perfect. So there's the red ink. The feel of the tip of the writing experience is really nice. It's very smooth. It doesn't feel like it's scratching on the paper. It feels like a good pen, like something you would purchase because you love it, and not something you're just using because it was cheap. Oh wow, I really like that. Okay, so that's the writing pen. This is the bigger size, and it's 0.5, and there's also a smaller one, a 0.3, which is probably what I would use if I was writing in my Hobonichi planner because it's tiny. I use the Hobonichi Weeks. This is the Hobonichi Weeks, and I have to keep my handwriting very small because it's very small lines. Like the lines are this big. So I have to write very small, so I like to use a smaller tip when I'm writing in that. But this will be perfect for writing in like my reading journal or my regular journal. I, so far, am very in love with this. Okay, so how do we put the lid on this one? No, that's the other side. So I think to put this one away, you just unscrew it, turn it back around, and you're good to go. And that way your ink doesn't dry out. Now, one more thing I wanted to show you before we go is you can buy extra reservoirs so that you can switch your inks out. So say I didn't want the black and the red in this anymore. I wanted maybe blue and purple or whatever color maybe, then you can buy these extra reservoirs. I think they sell them in 6-packs on their website, and fill this up and switch it out. And then the ink that you're using it for, obviously if you didn't use it all up, you can place it in these little like test tube bottles, put a lid on it, it keeps it from drying out, so then you can reuse it later and swap it out later. I'm pretty sure you can just rinse these out if you don't want that color anymore. Like if you had a reservoir that still had some red in it and you didn't want red anymore and you knew you weren't going to use red again, I think you can just rinse it out as far as I'm aware and let it dry. Don't hold me to that. You might want to do some research on that yourself. I'm not 100% sure about that. But anyways, I bought these little tubes and some extras so that I can swap the inks out, which is what I feel like truly is going to make this pen a universal pen. And let me just show you the cute little mini one that I got for travel. This would be perfect for taking on the go. I can just throw this in my purse or my backpack and have it with me, and even have like a third ink color loaded and ready to go at the same time. So I think this has the same idea. Just pull it out, there's your reservoir, but it's only a 1 ink, 1 tip pen, whereas the other one you have 2 going at the same time, which is really cool and really fun. So that's the mini, and then I think it came with its own set of tips. So I have a whole extra set of tips with this one as well, which is nice because there's a good chance I'll break one of these or lose it. These are so tiny. I'm gonna have to figure out a good spot to keep this stuff so I don't lose track of it. But anyways, that is it. I am really impressed. These are adorable. They feel really nice. They've got this metal, this very shiny metallic outside. They have a good weight to them. They're not too heavy, but they don't feel cheap at all, which is good because this pen is expensive. This one wasn't as bad, but if you are on the fence, I think I would recommend getting this smaller one to try out, because maybe you don't need 2 pens going at the same time. And then if you really truly love it and you feel like you would get more use out of having a second pen, then maybe upgrading to the big one. But I love these. I'm gonna be putting these to the test over the course of the next month. I'll probably talk about this more in my Instagram stories as I'm trying them out. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.